Why the sun and moon live in the sky. A tale of friendship, kindness, and the price of generosity. Once upon a time when the world was young and magic still danced in broad daylight, the sun and the moon weren't distant lights in the sky. Oh no. They lived right here on Earth in the most beautiful house you've ever imagined. Sun was like a golden giant with a laugh that could melt ice cream, and a smile that made flowers bloom just by looking at them. His hair sparkled like liquid gold, and wherever he walked warmth followed like a happy puppy. Moon, his beloved wife, was his perfect opposite, cool and silvery, with a voice like wind chimes and eyes that twinkled with stardust. When she hummed lullabies, even the rowdiest babies would fall peacefully asleep. Together they lived in a cozy cottage that glowed like a lantern, with walls of polished amber and a roof that shimmered between gold and silver depending on who was home. But their most interesting neighbor was Water. And oh my, what a character Water was! Water wasn't just one person. He was like the world's most enthusiastic family reunion that never ended. When Water showed up anywhere, he brought his entire clan. His bubbly daughter Brooke, who giggled constantly. His energetic twin sons River and Stream, who never stopped racing each other. His wise grandmother Lake, who reflected everything thoughtfully. And his dramatic Uncle Ocean, whose voice boomed like thunder and whose stories were so exciting they made waves. Every single day, every day, Water would splash up to Sun and Moon's front door shouting, "Friends! Friends! Come to my place. Brooke wants to tickle your toes. River and Stream have new games to play. Grandmother Lake has the most amazing stories reflected in her surface, and Uncle Ocean, well, he's been practicing his biggest waves just for you." And because Sun and Moon were the kindest souls in the world, they'd always say yes. Off they'd go to Water's ever-changing home that stretched from tiny puddles to vast oceans. At Water's place, Sun would skip stones that sparkled like diamonds. Moon would watch her reflection dance in the gentle waves while Lake told her ancient secrets. The children Brook, River and Stream would splash and play games like Catch the Sunbeam and Moonlight Tag. It was magical. It was wonderful. But after months and months of this, Sun started feeling a tiny worry worm wiggling in his golden heart. One evening, as he and Moon walked home after another fantastic day at Water's place, Sun stopped suddenly. "Moon, my darling," he said, his glow dimming slightly with concern. "Something's been bothering me like a pebble in my shoe." Moon turned her silvery face toward him. "What is it, my sunshine?" "Well." Sun shuffled his feet, making the grass beneath glow warmly. "Water invites us over every day. We splash with his family, eat at his table, sleep under his starry ceiling. But Moon, in all this time, has he ever asked to come to our house?" Moon's gentle light flickered thoughtfully. "You know, now that you mention it, he's always giving us wonderful times at his place, but maybe..." Sun's voice grew smaller. "Maybe he doesn't think our home is good enough? Maybe we're just convenient guests, not real friends." Moon, who was wise in the way that comes from watching the world quietly, took Sun's glowing hand. "My love, before we worry ourselves into shadows, why don't we simply ask him?" So the next day, when Water came bouncing up with his usual invitation, "Friends," Uncle Ocean learned a new trick. He can make his waves spell your names. Sun took a deep breath and asked, "Water, my friend, you're so generous, always inviting us to your magnificent home. But, well, why don't you ever come visit us?" Water's entire family went still. Brooke stopped giggling. River and Stream paused their racing. Even dramatic Uncle Ocean held his waves in suspense. Water's expression changed to something Sun had never seen before. Sadness mixed with longing. "Oh, my dear friends," Water said, his voice like gentle rain on leaves. "Do you think I don't want to come? Do you imagine I wouldn't love to see your golden walls and silver decorations, to sit by your cozy fire and share stories in your beautiful home?" "Then why," Sun began. Water gestured to his enormous, ever-flowing family. "Look at us, friend. Really look. When I go anywhere, we all go." Brook can't help but babble excitedly. River and Stream rush everywhere they go. Lake spreads out to see everything at once, and Ocean, well, Ocean takes up an enormous amount of space. He paused, looking genuinely heartbroken. "Your house is lovely, but it's built for two. If my family and I came inside, we'd accidentally flood everything you love. We'd wash away your furniture, soak your walls, and ruin your beautiful home. I stay away not because I don't care, but because I care too much to destroy what you've built. Sun's golden heart melted with understanding and determination. Then I'll fix this problem right now. I'll build us a house so big, so strong, so magnificent that you and your entire wonderful family can come visit whenever you want. Moon felt a small shiver of worry, but Sun was already glowing brighter with excitement. I'll build the biggest house in the world, with rooms vast as valleys and ceilings high as mountains. We'll have space for brook to giggle, for river and stream to race, for lake to reflect, and for ocean to tell his grandest stories. Water's family cheered like rushing rapids, but Water himself looked uncertain. Are you sure, friend? My family is. Well, we're a lot. Nonsense. Sun beamed. Friendship means making room for each other. Just wait and see. And oh, what a house Sun built. He worked day and night for weeks, his golden energy creating the most spectacular home ever imagined. The walls were made of compressed sunbeams that shone like amber glass. The foundation was carved from solid rock and reinforced with crystallized sunlight. The rooms were so vast you could fit entire forests inside them, and the ceiling soared so high that clouds formed near the top. There, Sun declared, sweating golden droplets that turned into tiny sunflowers where they fell. Now we have a home worthy of the world's most wonderful friend. Moon looked at the magnificent mansion and felt her worry grow stronger, but she loved Sun too much to dim his generous enthusiasm. When Water arrived for the grand visit, he came slowly, carefully, with his family following in a perfect orderly line. First came Brook, trickling in with delighted giggles. Oh Sun! Oh Moon! What a beautiful house! She splashed gently around their ankles and Sun laughed with joy. Next came River and Stream, flowing in more boldly but still politely. This is amazing! They chorused, swirling around the vast rooms. The water level rose to Sun and Moon's knees, but the house held strong. Then Lake flowed in, spreading out to admire everything with her reflective wisdom. Such craftsmanship, she murmured appreciatively. The water reached Sun and Moon's waists, but they climbed onto chairs, still delighted to host their friends. Finally, Ocean rolled in with a voice like friendly thunder. My friends! What a magnificent home! I must see every corner. And with that enthusiasm that made Ocean so lovable but so overwhelming, he surged through every room, examining every wall, filling every space. The water level rose to the ceiling. Oh my! Sun exclaimed, floating near the roof beams. This is more exciting than I expected. Perhaps we should. Moon began, but Ocean interrupted with booming laughter. Do not worry, friends. My family and I are just getting comfortable. We want to appreciate every inch of your hospitality. The water kept rising. Soon it was pouring out of the windows. Then it was cascading over the walls. The beautiful house that Sun had built with such love and care was completely underwater, with Sun and Moon clinging to the highest point of the roof. I think, Moon said gently, watching their golden furniture float away, we may have underestimated your family's size, friend Water. Water's family looked around at the complete flood they'd created. Brook stopped giggling. River and Stream looked embarrassed. Lake reflected sadly on the situation. And Ocean? Well, Ocean was just too big to notice he caused a problem. Oh no! Water gasped, finally understanding. We've done exactly what I was afraid of. We've destroyed your beautiful home with our love. Sun looked around at his ruined house, at his and Moon's belongings floating away, at Water's family taking up every inch of space. For a moment, his golden glow dimmed with sadness. But then, because Sun had the biggest, warmest heart in the world, he smiled. You know what, dear friends? Maybe some friendships are meant to be enjoyed in different ways. Maybe the problem isn't that we can't visit each other. Maybe the problem is thinking we have to. Moon, floating gracefully beside him, nodded with growing understanding. What if we found a new way to be together? And with that, Sun and Moon looked at each other, held hands and began to rise. Up, up, up they floated beyond the flood, beyond the trees, beyond the mountains until they reached the vast, endless sky. From their new home in the heavens, Sun and Moon discovered something wonderful. They could still be close to Water and his family. Sun learned to dance his light across Ocean's waves, making them sparkle like scattered diamonds. He could warm Lake's surface and make Brook giggle by catching her bubbles. River and Stream loved racing Sun's reflections downstream. Moon found she could paint silver paths across ocean's surface and turn lake into a mirror of stars. She could make brook's drops twinkle like tiny diamonds and help river and stream find their way in the darkness. And water? Water was overjoyed. Now he could look up every day and see his dear friends. He could catch sun's warmth and reflect moon's beauty. His family could play with sunbeams and moonbeams without worrying about flooding anyone's home. This is perfect. Water called up to them. Now I can see you every day, and we never have to worry about accidents. From that day to this, sun shines by day and moon glows by night, both keeping their dear friend water company from the safety of the sky. And the beautiful lesson they all learned? True friendship isn't about being in the same place, it's about caring for each other from wherever you are. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is find a way to be close that keeps everyone safe and happy. Generosity is wonderful, but wisdom makes generosity last. Sun's desire to welcome water was beautiful, but understanding everyone's needs would have saved his house. Different doesn't mean incompatible, it just means creative. Sun, moon, and water found a way to be friends that honored all of their natures. So whenever you see sunlight dancing on water, or moonbeams painting silver paths across a lake, remember, that's not just light reflecting, that's friendship in action. That's love finding a way to reach across any distance, any difference, any obstacle. And that's why, even today, the most beautiful views in the world happen when sun, moon, and water get together to paint the sky with their eternal friendship. As the storytellers say, the heart that gives without wisdom may lose what it loves most. But the heart that gives with understanding creates bonds that even the sky cannot break. As MoonlightTales reminds us, a heart that gives without wisdom may drown in sorrow, but a heart that gives with care and understanding shines forever, like the sun, the moon, and the stars above.